Welcome to another quick review from Ultimate DIY. And today, guys, we are going to take a look at something really cool. We're going to look at the new IP500 made by Xtool. This is an OB2 sensor scanner. All right, this particular scanner is going to be made for the Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler. They also have these for Ford. They also have these for Chevrolet. Don't tune away because we're going to actually carry this to a real shop today. I've got a friend named Fred who has a shop that he has had for 40 plus years. So he is very experienced with cars and he uses scanners all the time. So we are going to go to his shop and let him tell us what he thinks. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to let him hook it up and then I'm going to play dumb and I'm going to let him tell me what he thinks about the system, whether it's good or bad. And I will tell you, Fred doesn't have much of a filter. So if he doesn't like it, he's going to tell me. One of the things that I think is important is this does work in 15 different languages. Now, as far as the system itself, it's running on Linux. It has a dual core 1.2 gigahertz processor at 32 gigs, and it has 128 gig memory support. It has a really nice screen. I believe it's about 4.5 inches. I've got a roll of tape here to kind of give you an idea. You can get almost 2 rows of tape in the screen. The unit is very nicely constructed. It has an on-off button here. You just simply push it down, and there you go. It's up that quick, super fast. It has the part where you're going to plug your cord in, your port cord, right at the top here. Has a little weather seal on the top, and you are going to have a place for a memory slot card and your Type-C charger, USB-C. So you'll have all of that. Let me actually turn this off. When you actually get the unit, mine had about 80% charge, but you're going to want to go ahead and use the supplied cord that they give you, plug it in and give it a full charge. They also supply the cord that is going to hook up to your system in your vehicle. Overall, I think it's very well made. Now, as far as some of the actual functions that it can do, this is a full system bi-directional, as far as scans. So it communicates back and forth, being bi-directional. It's going to be FCA auto-authorized. Now, one of the things I am going to give you a little bit of a spoiler alert is Fred was very surprised that we were not having to buy a subscription through Chrysler because he has a system that functions on all vehicles and he paid a lot of money for it, but he has to buy subscriptions. We don't have to do that because this is going to have the FCA authorization already. So that is a really great little deal. You're not buying those subscriptions. It's going to give you lifetime updates. It has an all reset, so it can reset everything in your car, including those check engine lights. You can reset all of those. Now, this has the OB2 live graphs. Now, where you're going to use that is say you're fixing to go get your car inspected, you're going to be able to use the OB2 graph system and check and make sure that everything is working as far as your emissions go before you ever go get it inspected. That's a big plus and a big thing. And that's what most people think about when they see these is they think about just the actual smog systems and things like that. But this does so much more than that. This is going to be able to tell you and do diagnostics and check everything on your entire engine, on your transmission, on your suspension, on the windows, on the lights, your headlights, and you can actually adjust the headlights to this. You can actually adjust the window, the electric motors. You can adjust suspension. There's so many things that this actually does. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to go jump in the Jeep and we're going to drive it over to Fred's and we're going to let Fred plug it in and let's see what he has to say. So let's do that. Okay, I'm here with Fred, and Fred is a lifetime mechanic, and he's going to show us how this system works. Fred, how long have you been a mechanic?
About 45 years.
45 years. All right. Well, he's got the system hooked up. We did have to go ahead and hook it to the internet to be able to use it. We did an update, and he's going to go through and show us some of the things you can do with this.
We're going to try the auto scan. See what it says. Auto scan, manual inputs. communicating with the vehicle.
And how does it actually hook up? So we go around and
It's up to your OBD2 scanner, your what they call the ALDL. Yeah.
oh, okay. So it shows you and everything.
Right. And then you get your system selections and then your automatic scan. Well, we'll do an automatic scan because body control module so it shows an issue.
What does a body control module do?
Body control module controls your air conditioning, radio, instrument clusters, your windows, your lights, wipers, stuff like that. That's pretty much all the body control module does.
Okay.
But it is substantial because it's what they call a CAN system, controller area network. We have body control module and tire pressure monitors, which we have oversized tires, so we're going to have that. Diagnostic trouble codes. We have a communication code 018400, lost communication with the radio.
Maybe because it's an aftermarket radio.
It's an aftermarket radio. If it's aftermarket, then yes, we will lose communication with the radio.
Okay.
Nothing that we would be concerned with. That's pretty cool. It's small, it's lightweight, it's looks like it's pretty sturdy. That's proprietary to only Chrysler though, am I correct?
On this model, they
Okay,
have models
okay.
for all the different brands as well.
Really? It's pretty user friendly. You've got your exit here, and which is pretty cool. We'll go to the, see if we can find the main menu. Okay. There we go. Special functions, diagnosis, OBD2. Let's go there and see what we have to say there. It gives us our different protocols. Live data. Let's see what live data has to say to us. Probably overwhelming. What this stuff is now. They just keep adding more and more.
So is it thinking right now?
No, it's asking me what it wants me to do.
Okay.
And it gives me engine RPMs. It gives me, oh, this is I guess our PIDs. This is all our information. Throttle position, which this is drive-by-wire. It's an 18. Ignition timing. None of this can you change, but apparently you can pull this up in a custom. Yeah. And I guess by clicking that, you could be able to bring it up. You get your long fuel trims, your short fuel trim. This is a V6, so you're going to have long and short on bank 1 and bank 2. Your short-term fuel trims, your engine coolant temperature. And I'd change that from Celsius to degrees, though, but I'm old.
Yeah.
So fuel system status, not applicable. It's in 1 and 2. This is like OBD2, but now that it's controller area network, it's even more
Prevalent.
Yeah, thank you.
So it's got a lot of data.
It's got a lot of data. Yeah. And scrolling through, it's
Well, now you use these things a lot. What do you honestly think about this one? I mean, obviously you haven't got to use it a whole lot, but does it look like it
got a lot of good information in it? It really does. I mean, your short and long fuel trims, oxygen sensor outputs. You know, that's where a lot of your diagnosis is anymore, with your fuel trims and your EGR error, evaporative systems, purge, fuel level input, number of warm-ups since DTC's cleared. This is, it's got a lot of good information.
So basically, as a mechanic, what would you honestly use something like this for? Obviously, you're diagnosing a car. Is there certain things that you would use it to, more for? Certain things that would pop up more?
Most people use these for pulling codes. And they call them code readers, but this one here is quite a bit advanced for the just common code reader. And doing what I do, as long as I've done it, it gives me a lot of information. So yeah, this would be beneficial. I don't know that I would buy one for each car that I worked on, because there's generic ones out there or
Right.
That do all the vehicles. But if somebody was just owning a Jeep or a Ford or a Chevy and you could buy it for just that vehicle, that's all they'd use it for.
But for the homeowner DIYer who has a Jeep or has a Ford or has a Chevy, it's great to be able to get something that works on their own vehicle.
Right. Especially with the live data, and you can pull your trouble codes, which you have no trouble codes except for your body control. You've got component tests here. You mode 8, which is really cool. If you can, this thing needs to be played with. Yeah, this thing looks like fun. It really does.
That's
It really
awesome.
does, because nowadays with the generic diagnostic tools, Chrysler and Nissan, you have to buy uh, subscriptions to. This one here, it's already, if you're connected to the web, so you're connected to their subscription, which is really pretty cool. You can do a lot of your diagnosing and stuff.
Well, we appreciate it, Fred.
You bet, not an issue.
Well, there you go, guys. Fred loved it. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a whole lot of footage there that I had to actually cut down, or you guys would be watching this video forever. We tried all kinds of things. He was thoroughly impressed. One of the things that I found was very interesting is you hook Wi-Fi up to this. I was able to do that Wi-Fi with my phone, made a hotspot hooked into my phone right there, and we were up and running in seconds. It was really quick. Matter of fact, that was one of the fastest tie-in to Wi-Fi online type stuff I've ever had to do with any of these electronics. So that worked very well. So guys, if you are looking for a really good OB2, system scanner, something that's going to be able to tell you everything, that's going to be able to help you get your car in top shape, running great, fine tune things, you're not going to go wrong with this. Do yourself a favor, pick yourself up one today. I don't think you'll regret it, and we will see you guys on the next review.